So here they are, this is before we had different kinds of communication, things communication was a little, I guess they could pick up a phone, but here they are in these exotic locations. They're in Morocco or they're someplace in the jungle of Brazil where, I'm sure communication was limited.
Yeah.
And imagine if you went with just men, not that all men are, difficult, but it would have been a precarious situation at the very least.
Oh, that's spot on. Kim Alexis talks about that, like going to Africa and like you're sitting there in a bikini, in this country, like this blonde
Right.
woman, and Julie was very protective and they felt protected. And, you do need a woman in that situation. And that's kind of why, like I said, I feel like it was so successful because if it was a man, it might have been Playboy. It might have been turned into something that it wasn't. And it might not have been successful. It might have sizzled and burned, but she always rode the edge.
That's why it was so successful. And that's brilliant. That really is brilliant. She rode the edge, and people could argue on different, they could argue and say, well, she shouldn't have rode the edge. She should have done this or she should have done that. But you have to think of the cultural constructs during that era.